All right, man. So, gentlemen, good evening. I hope all you guys are doing well. Mike had reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to help you guys create some type of a challenge, with the Black Dads. And I told him, sure, man. I was actually in the process of doing one for an online program that I have. It's called All Star Black Dads. I was actually in the process of creating one anyway. We'll get into the details when that's going to launch, but it's like in a couple weeks. So I was already in the process of doing that. So I was like, yeah, sure, we could piggyback and bring real dads on with the program that I'm already doing. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background of why I even created this program, so you can kind of understand the motives and potentially understand like what you can get out of it, right? So I created this challenge to help Black dads with creating more time for themselves, right? We hustle all day for our jobs and our families, but many of us struggle to create time to do what we're supposed to do for ourselves. We don't lack the comprehension of how to eat right and exercise, especially since I know some of us are former athletes. We lack the time to get things done that is going to help us be better role models for our families and overall improving our health. But not creating time, for our health and fitness goals has a compounding effect on our lives. As we get older and things just start to slow down and sag for some, we lose mobility throughout our bodies, which leads to increased body fat and reduced muscle tissue. For most Black men, that means bare belly time. And that's even if you don't drink. Your gut is about to, make some things disappear for some, depending on how out of control you let it get. And as that waistline expands and the more heavier we become, not only does it like hurt our self-esteem and our confidence begins to drop, but the greater chances will develop obesity, hypertension, heart disease, right? And in case you guys didn't know about Black men and the statistics of being overweight, obesity, diabetes, and hypertension, let me share it with you right now. So 40% of Black men die prematurely of cardiovascular disease compared to 21% of white men. 44% of Black men are overweight and 24% are obese. Black men are also 80% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes than non-Black men. Black men are also twice as likely to develop hypertension than non-Black men. And last but not least, Black men die 7 years earlier than all other race categories out there, right? So, I think the statistics are pretty clear that we need something specifically to help us as a demographic and as a group, to help us overcome these challenges that we're dealing with, right? And for what, right? We're dealing with these issues simply because we're too busy grinding to provide for our families. After coaching Black dads for several years now, one thing I can say is that we do have time, but we take that time and put it towards things that necessarily don't serve us properly. Sometimes we put that time into activities and people that are actually toxic for us. We talk about things that are actually toxic for us. We do something that I find is also rather unique too, right? Like we also do things that we put our time towards things that serve us but doesn't actually help us grow. And let me explain. For example, we put our time into watching the game, coming home, grab something to eat, open a cold one, and we're going to watch the game and we're going to decompress from a stressful day. That actually serves us because that decompression allows us to release from that stress that we had throughout the day. However, that time that we're taking to do something that helps us decompress isn't in line with our health and fitness goals. When it comes down to we have time to do anything for our health and fitness goals, nah, we ain't got no time. But we do have time to do other things that serve us, but do not help us with our goals. So the time is there. right? Ultimately, what we need to start doing more is prioritizing the time we have for the things that are going to help us achieve our health and fitness goals. Without making things a priority, we leave it to chance. When we leave when was the last time, leaving things to chance brought the best version out of you, right? To not prevent things from being left to chance, we have to now start creating routines and schedules and some type of structure of what it is that we need to do. That right there is the foundation that helps us be on track for our goals. But of course, it doesn't stop there. We also need to now be disciplined, right? We need to be disciplined in doing what we know we should do, even though we're not doing it. Like, we know we should do it. We should be disciplined in actually doing it. And what this program, what this challenge is designed to do is to give you some support and accountability for the 14 days so that you can do what it is that you know you're supposed to do, but you aren't doing it right now, or you're not doing it consistent enough to actually make an impact on your health, right? And that right there is what this challenge is about. And that's why I created it, to help Black dads be more disciplined on doing what they're supposed to do, but creating the routines and the structures, to actually grow and get closer to their goals. So that's about the actual challenge. Anybody got any questions about the why I'm doing this? No, we're good. So let's get into the actual challenge itself. And, I was talking to Mike about this, so I want to talk to you guys about this too, because there's a couple options that you guys have. So this particular challenge I'm running for the program that I already have, All-Star Black Dads. All right, so this is the 14-day challenge for the All-Star Black Dads. These Black dads, ultimately, it is a free challenge. However, when I've run free challenges before in the past, I find I'm getting a ton of people in there, but I get a ton of people that aren't committed. And that just takes away from the energy from those who are committed and they really want to see a change and they really want to spark some growth. At the end of the day, you're not going to fix all your health problems in 14 days. But this is a great thing to start the motivation and to get some community and support to get you going. So for those who have been, who I've been pulling into this program, what those guys are doing is they're putting a $50 deposit down for the program, basically saying like, yo, I'm in it, not just to come collect information and come look at everybody doing stuff, but I actually want to change and I want to grow. So they're putting some money where their mouth is and not just promising me on the phone, oh, I'm going to do everything. They're actually putting some money where their mouth is. And for them doing that, they're getting another level of access to the group and to me. So let me share with you guys some of the things that are going to be different between if you want to be inside of this private group that we're going to have compared to, particularly with you guys, I guess from speaking with Mike, you guys will just be inside of the chat group, inside the What's Up chat group. So if you want to get that additional assistance and help, you will get, hold on one second. So first things, it'll kick off with a coaching call, right? So we'll have a one-on-one coaching call for about 20, 30 minutes to really talk more personal about whatever it is that you're going through, right? To help you get a clearer picture of what it is that you need to be focusing on during those 2 weeks, right? So that's the first thing. We're gonna have that one-on-one coaching call. Then throughout the 2 weeks, we're gonna be doing 6 live workouts. It'll be 3 per week. These workouts should be about 30 minutes, right? You're also gonna get meal plan guidance, right? So you're gonna get an actual meal plan and you're gonna get some guidance along the way to make sure that you're on point with it. On top of that, we're also gonna do 2 live group coachings, right? 1 per week. So we're gonna be able to, this is where I get in there and really, we have like real tough conversations about what is this holding you back? What is it that you need to be focusing on? It's ultimately just coaching calls to help you get out of your own way and keep you motivated and inspired through the journey, right? We'll be having 2 of those. Then we're gonna have daily communication via the private group, right? So if you wanna speak to me indirectly, you can send me a message, whatever it may be. so you can get that additional information. Or you can just communicate with other people in the community, similar to how the chat group is on WhatsApp, right? You'll be able to speak to them, see videos of them, like everybody's engaging with each other, right? And then you also get one-on-one communication with me through a private access channel, right? If you needed to have additional conversations about anything that you're concerned about, or you need help with the nutrition and the training, whatever it is, right? You get that additional access. So that would be the difference between just being in the chat and in the private group if you was to put down the $50 deposit. Now, I say deposit because it is a returnable deposit. But for you to get the returnable deposit, you got to show up and do everything that you're supposed to do. So that's showing up to the coachings, that's showing up to all the meal plan requests of following through and really showing me everything that you're doing. Again, if you're in the program, I'll show you the details of what that is, but you just can't be like, yeah, I'm following it. You got to show it, right? And I'll show you guys how you're going to do that. And you got to be present to all the coachings, and you got to be active in the community, right? Like you just can't be like in a ghost and nobody knows you. You got to speak up, you got to share, you got to talk, you got to communicate, right? So if you do all of those things, then you get your refund back, right? Because you actually brought something to the community. You just didn't sit there and take and not bring anything. So that's what that would be. I guess we're going to figure out some of the details of what it would be if it was going to be within the chat group. I guess, you know, we'll still, just guys, I guess you still will be provided a workout, but it'll be on a sheet. You know, it'll be something for you to look at and just kind of do on your own pace. Or if you're not a part of the private group and you're not putting down a deposit, that's all cool. That's all good. So I guess in that capacity, your workouts will be just on a piece of paper. You'll have it, see what you're going to do. You just follow. Just off the top, some of it might be provided through a link with a video. This is me just telling you what to do, just give you a little more instructions. You still get the nutritional guide, but you won't have any assistance with it. You'll have to kind of manage more through it with yourself. I guess we'll have some dialogue within the chat, but if you wanted that more custom touch to it, that would be once you have like the actual deposit down with it, right? And I guess you wouldn't, I'm not sure how it will be, but the actual coaching calls of everyone in the group won't be in the WhatsApp. Everything's going to be in a whole different separate private channel for us to do all that, because it's going to be live and video and all that type of stuff. So I guess that part will be separate as well. I guess, you know, I could speak with Mike. I guess we'll figure out maybe some of those details of how we keep each other accountable if you were not part of the other aspect of the program where you're putting a deposit down, but you still are giving yourself that opportunity to create schedule, routine, you know, and discipline yourself and get some type of support within the WhatsApp chat group so that you can stay on, you know, on task and, you know, hopefully kickstart something major for yourself, you know, for your health and fitness. So I do not have the exact time. However, being that, you know, a lot of the guys that I sign up are all over the country, I'm aiming towards like 8 or 9 o'clock so that the West Coast could be a part of it and the Midwest and all that stuff. Because if we do it too early, then it'll knock those guys out because they're still at work. So I'll probably lean to like 9 o'clock. More than likely, those live workouts are going to be at 9 p.m. more than likely. And if you're in that group, they will be recorded too. So if, let's just say you happen to miss the live one, the recorded version of it, it'll be available for you in that private group that we'll be in.
So Joe, what type of equipment do we have to have?
You don't need any, just your body.
Okay.
If you want to get a mat, you can get a mat. Yeah. We're not trying to complicate things, you know, for this type of a challenge. We're not throwing equipment in it. Everything's gonna be more body weight, calisthenic type stuff. You know, it's pretty much gonna be focused on mobility, strength, and cardiovascular. That's really what's gonna be over 30-minute workouts.
And it's for level 1, 2, or 3. What level of training?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing it in a certain way, and I'm gonna be instructing everybody. Like if you're completely brand new, follow along with us, but you're going to do it in this certain capacity, right? So I'm going to break it up and have guys do things at their fitness level, right? Like you know, I've kind of already have it mapped out, but you're basically going to receive. Well, there's going to be a live recording on it because I'm going to do a coaching prior to explain like how the workout is going to flow for everybody. But ultimately, yes, it's for any fitness level, from the fittest. If you could bang out from 100 push-ups to only doing one, like it'll work for you either way.
So Joe, what day of the week and how many days of the lives were you talking about?
So we are going to start, let me pull up the calendar. I'll tell you the exact day. So the 12th. So it starts on the 12th and ends on the 26th. So the lives are going to be most likely on that Sunday evening, either going to, and probably that Tuesday and that Thursday. So they'll be at 9 p.m. on that Sunday, that Tuesday, and that Thursday at 9. We'll have it broken into those times will be the lives. And the coachings, I'll probably have one of the coachings be on Tuesday as well, just prior to the workout, right? So the coaching will probably start maybe 30, 45 minutes before, and then we'll go straight into the workout right after that.
So Joe, can you just explain also, like if we have some dads, if they really commit to do it and they make the deposit, but let's say something comes up where they couldn't make one of the live recordings, and what should they do? So they try to contact you ahead of time to let you know, listen, I can't make this day, something came up. How would you like that? What would that look like?
Yeah, no, I mean, they could definitely let me know, you know, that they won't be able to show up. I'd appreciate that greatly. But as I was saying, like all the live workouts and all the live coachings are going to be saved, and then they're going to be, you know, archived in the group, so they'll be able to view them, you know, later at their own convenience. So they won't, you know, it won't, if they don't make the live workout, they'll be able to follow it and do it at their, you know, at the time that works for them.
And would they be required to submit something to you to say, I completed it, I watched the recording, and this is my, letting you know that I completed that recording exercise?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, they just have to just take a quick video of them doing the workout, you know, or they can go in live after the workout, pouring sweat in the group, be like, yo, I did it, you know, proof, you know what I'm saying? Some sweaty shirt. There's something to show that they actually did the work. So yeah, it's a good question. Yep.
So all right. So we have plan A and plan B. Plan A is where we put a deposit of commitment and we get all those benefits. I put them into the chat room. And then we have plan B, where it's going to be watered down a bit, where we'll use our WhatsApp group to stay in touch with each other. And you're pretty much accountable to the group rather than accountable to Coach Joe. So just in the interest of time, who is considering, the word I'm using is considering, plan A?
I am. That's the deposit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I just have a couple of questions actually.
Sure. So,
sure.
So we do have some that are considering. So please, Henry, go ahead with your question, please.
The live workouts, are those live? Like I would do that at home live, like via Zoom or something like that, or have to come into a location to do that?
Nah, everything is virtual. It's 100% virtual.
It's all virtual. Okay.
Yeah, it's 100% virtual.